So anyway, that deck worked. That's pretty cool. So I changed it from the original deck concept was to use the Youthful Brewmasters to pick up key cards like Aldor Peacekeepers and things like that to just have infinite Aldors against people, or pick up Quartermasters to be able to do just crazy Quartermaster combos. So I changed it instead and just removed all the card draw, and I'm using Youthful Brewmasters and Ancient Brewmasters as card draw instead of picking up key cards. You just pick up any random ass minion to be able to replay it again, to be able to generate value instead of having to draw cards, to try and keep tempo while drawing cards. So we were able to just constantly keep tempo by extending the value of our hand by picking up the ooze a billion times and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why. Kind of took a different spin on it than Dr. Bones originally had going with it, but it ended up working out pretty well. Thought it was kind of cool. Enjoy. Alright, next we have Handsome Hands. Awesome stream, keep it up. Here's a link to a Control Paladin deck. Alright, thanks dude. Let's check out your deck. More Paladin all the time. Welfare was definitely worth crafting. Alright, humilities. Double humility, double equality. This is control. We even got Holy Light in this bad boy. Alright, controlling. Pack of lights for the draw. I like that. Are we gonna have double Kodo in here? Please tell me we have double Kodo. There better be double Kodo in here, man. Stamping on some people. Defender, a Murloc Knight, Jones. Yes, there's double Kodo. Beautiful. We got Sludge Belcher, Kodor. Oh, I only own one? How do I only own one? God damn it. You guys play way too expensive pay-to-win decks for me. I can't keep up. You probably never run 2 Mana Wraith. Let me get rid of an Epic. So I have to DGD less stuff. I can't see someone playing 2 Grand Crusaders. Alright. How much does a Stampeding Kodo cost? Oops. Alright, good. Alright, we got 2 Stampeding Kodos. Tuskar Jouster. Avenging Wrath. And a big old train of legendaries now. We got Imp. Sylve. Justice card. Landhands and Tyrion. And Ysera. Holy smokes. If you live long enough for all this, God bless. This is a high end. So we do nothing in the early game really, and then we just start dumping on them with a huge line of legendaries and stuff, and we look to try and take a tempo swing on like turns 5 and 6 with our Kodo combos, and then just come back with some fire here. We may need to try and figure out something going on a little bit more in the earlier stages of the game, but let's give it a go first and see how it feels, and then try and make adjustments to it. We're gonna struggle against Druid for sure. That's just the nature of the deck though, because we're not interacting with their early game minions, so Druid's gonna be a struggle. But if we don't verse Druid, I think we'll be alright most of the time.
I will
Should be able to do alright against Paladin, bro.
I will command the light.
Acolyte of Pain seems alright. Probably want Acolyte of Pain and True Silver. So in the early game, we're looking for Equalities, Wild Pyromancers, Acolyte of Pain, Aldor's, True Silvers, that sort of stuff. So I like Acolyte of Pain, I like True Silver, I like this Equality. Heck, got him. Now I just need to find a Wild Pyro. And this hand is delicious. We got 2 Equalities. Usually that's the best card in the entire deck, so feeling good about that. We have double Wild Pyromancer, double Concentrate, and Avenging Wrath that all synergize with Equality. And he's just passing. Do I want to coin True Silver next turn? Not into that secret, I don't. So I'm going to play the Acolyte of Pain this turn because I'm not going to be wanting to coin True Silver into a secret anyway, because then I'm just throwing a True Silver into a Noble Sacrifice potentially. And if it is Noble Sacrifice and I make a dude, he's going to protect his Noble Sacrifice. So I want to get that cleaned up with just this Acolyte of Pain, I feel.
Reporting for duty.
I mean, if it's Avenge, it's Avenge. It's True Silver on the following turn. We can afford to take a little bit of damage, I think. Let's see what card we get first. Alright, so yeah, we'll True Silver that next turn. Not too worried about it.
None may steal us.
Oh, now it's getting chaotic. Well, that'll help. So we can clean up everything soonish, but not quite yet. Oh, now we can do it. Let's... I've had enough of this nonsense. We got another Equality. So we got another whole Equality combo ready to go, so I feel pretty good just cleaning up there. Not having to worry about it too much. Well, I don't want to True Silver into a secret, and I don't want to True Silver a Shredder into a redemption. So I think it's time to just joust on him. I don't really need the Loatheb effect this turn.
Is this the fishing tournament?
Oh, Secret Keeper, get jousted, bro.
Follow the rules.
Reporting for duty.
We'll just get Sylvanas down. We have a lot of health to play with now. So just trying to set up trades seems reasonable. We have a quality to activate around Sylvanas potentially. Quality Consecrate's always an option. Yeah, being at 29 life makes this much more comfortable. Faded in. Well, it definitely slows him down a little bit. Is able to take care of the Shredder problem, no problem.
Reporting for duty.
He's got the 3/3. He didn't even attack with it. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Alternatively, we can see what the secret is, and then Aldor True Silver. I think I like that more. Alright. So it is Noble Sacrifice, so Aldor True Silver is not as good as I thought it was going to be. We could just do this if we wanted. Discounting all of our cards is pretty sweet. We discount the Aldor and the Kodo for the Wombo combo of Aldor Kodoing, and we discount both of these for the Wombo combo of Equality Avenging Wrath. So all of that seems very, very handy.
Reporting for duty.
Shields up. Red alert.
Okay. We could just consecrate True Silver, hold on to the Equality if we want. I think that's totally fine. heal in the hand. We just want to space out our resources, take the game slowly, and try and win out in the long run. So, I like it. I like it. Now I think we blow it all up. We could blow it all up, or we could turn this guy into a wiener and just chill. I think we'll just blow it all up. Honestly, we could just Avenging Wrath, and it probably does enough damage for us to kill that. He's got 2 cards though, so I kind of want to just kill everything, you know? Avenging Wrath's so sketchy. Well, I'm in the... I want to just Aldor and kind of pass. I want to take my time with it. Be gentle, you know? I'll let him build more of a board up. I think Belcher cleans up nicer here than Avenging Wrath does, honestly. We have 2 humilities left in the deck for the Kodo and such. He's got 3 cards left. I'll let him play out his cards before I use my final equality. Bummer. Not a fan of that. Secrets everywhere. Alright. No idea what those could be.
Reporting for duty.
Oh, Murloc Knight Hero Power, no brainer. Which one would I rather have Repentance? Murloc Knight or Lotheb? I think I'd rather have Murloc Knight Repentance. Honestly, it could stick on this board though, so maybe Lotheb. Let's try and get Murloc Knight to stick. And it's not Repentance, so it's probably... He's already used a Noble Sacrifice and an Avenge, so there's probably a Redemption in there. It could be like Redemption, Competitive Spirit. There could also be another Noble Sacrifice. Another, what do you call it? But I'll wait and see. Looks like Noble Sacrifice, Avenge, or at least not Competitive Spirits. We know it's not Competitive Spirit, we know it's not Repentance, so that relieves Noble Sacrifice, Redemption, and Avenge as remaining possible secrets.
Reporting for duty.
Land Hands is a good card. Alright, so I'm gonna throw this in to see what happens with the secrets here. And then go from there. So Noble Sacrifice, and then what? And then it is Avenge. Lands on that guy. So, what's the best way to try and do this here? I want a Hero Power if I can. I get the Quality Avenging Wrath if I want. I guess he's probably not having another Consecrate in his hand, so it seems pretty solid. I'll just kill everything and win the game. Seems good, man.
Reporting for duty.
We can hold on to the heal here. We don't need to heal yet. We can save it for Wildfire Mist. So that seems pretty solid.
Put your faith in the light.
Alright.
Reporting for
Annoying,
duty.
but you can actually just plow through it on board.
Reporting for duty.
Alright. We can run this in, and then we can hit for 6, and we have 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we don't quite have lethal. Since we don't have lethal, I'm going to take this opportunity to land hands, I think. We got a Harrison Jones for next turn, that's not bad.
To battle!
I guess we'll run this in, and then
For
I just use
justice!
my face on this if I want, and then run into 5-4. Preserve a 3-1. I don't know if that damage is worth it. We have the heal, but that might be pushing it. So maybe I just go here and use... I could trade in both of these. That doesn't seem good either, because this dies to that anyway. So I guess I will trade in this is 3-2. I want to keep this just kind of force something at it, you know? We have a lot of cards, he has a little cards. We're about draw more cards off of his cards. So, I'm digging it. Four, five.
Reporting for duty.
Not quite legal. Let's draw 2 cards off of his card.
That belongs in a museum.
Another Kodo. I think we can afford to aggressively humility Kodo this. So I'm gonna go here.
To battle.
Make this trade to remove that from the Kodo targets. Just Kodo that and try and trade this 2-drop. Because we got second Kodo, we got Ysera, we got Fuel for Days, we got heals. We can heal all the way up to 30 again.
Who am I? None of your business.
Alright. He's done Tyrion, he's done Boom, and now he's done Challenger.
Reporting for duty.
No problem,
Well
no
played.
problems.
The victory is yours.
He's got 2 Noble Sacrifice, 2 Avenge out of the way, so we had 8 on the table still, so that was GG's. Boom. Control Paladin getting the rank up. Moving from 5 to 4 with Control Paladin. Handsome hands. Creating the new meta. Feels good, man. Alright, so what are we looking at here? I really liked... we drew very well. I like True Silvers a lot, obviously. And we were able to draw double equality. You don't lose when you draw double equality with these sort of decks. Double equality is insane in these decks. It's just getting there. The Avenging Wrath actually turned out to be super clutch. That was a card I didn't expect to do as much work as it did. I really liked that. Lay on Hands obviously makes sense in this deck. Sylvanas pulled its weight. I like having 3 6s. I think that's pretty decent on the curve. So I think our curve is actually alright. It's pretty greedy, but we have the Holy Light, we have the Wild Parameters, we have defensive steps to make justify for the greed. Questionable thing. I like the 1 Argus, 1 Murloc Knight. It's not overextending. Some people run 2 Murloc Knight, 2 Argus, and it's like, holy shit, what are you doing? I like what we're doing with the 5s here. 2 Kodos is pretty dank, and the Humilities to try and catch up. We got Acolyte of Pains for some early game card draw. We may have a few too many 5s, though. If you just look at the count, we got 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, even if we're using some for utility, 6 5s is a lot. But what cards would you put in place of some of those 5s, or some ways to try and control early game board pressure a little better is basically... Because if we live to this point, if we live to turn 6 with a steady board, we win the game. So the ways we can control early game board would be increasing our odds to draw quality, because that's our main control card. So if we add card draw, that helps us survive in the early to mid game. Or if we add what else would help us survive in the early to mid game? We don't want stat for stat minions, and the reason being is because we don't have stat for stat minions already. Just throwing random stat for stat minions in a curve that doesn't have any stat for stat minions accomplishes nothing. Because then we're just throwing 1 minion out there and we're like, alright buddy, go fight the war, and then we don't give him any backup. So obviously we don't need stat for stat minions, so mini-bots, things like that aren't really going to help us out very much, because 1 mini-bot is not going to take down the whole team. You would need to add, if you add mini-bot, then you need to add muster, and then if you add muster, then you need to add shredders, and you get the picture here. So that's not the concept here. We want to be killing things. So we want removal. Like Hammer's a questionable, like a card that's pretty questionable on its own, but kind of fits the theme of what we're doing here, trying to draw quality and stall out for time. So I don't mind Hammer personally. Still think it's a questionable pick. Seal of Light I feel like should be over this Holy Light every time. It heals for 2 less health, but it gives us the ability to clear against aggro and accomplish things. So I think it's just a superior card and should be ran over the other one. Holy Light gives you the option to heal minions, but I feel like that's not very relevant and isn't going to come up too often, so I like this card just strictly better, I think. What else could we get? I like... Coghammer could be good, but we don't have minions to really apply the buff to. Blessing we don't have minions for. Alright, let's look at some neutral cards. Abusive doesn't help us, we don't got minions for that. Acidic Swamp Ooze could be alright, but it's so low impact that I don't really like it. Loot Hoarders and Blood Mages are alright. Doomsayer could be decent since we're just trying to do nothing in the early game basically and can set up on our lay on hands turns. So Doomsayer is not a bad option. Iron Beguile is pretty good against some of the things that Paladins and other decks do. It's gonna be real bad against Druid, but I feel like this kind of deck just doesn't beat Druid anyway. So I wouldn't mind seeing an Ironbake Owl in here to kind of help against some of the annoying early game stuff. Is there anything more top end? I want to cut some of these 5s. I feel like we got way too many 5s. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 5-drops. And of these 5s, which one do I like the least? I would say the Tuskar Jouster is the card I like the least. I feel like you want Harrison Jones because you need weapon removal at some point. Maybe just cut that for an Owl, get a little bit more early game support. Yeah, it sucks so hard when you draw Doomsayer late game. And Owl is sometimes pretty good late game, so don't mind that. Two humilities? You want me to cut a humility? I don't know. What other cheap spells do you have to go with Wild Pyro? Like, you have none in Paladin. Like, you could run Secrets, I guess, as cheap spells to go with it, but those seem bad. Hand of Protection with Pyro makes no sense. It simply removes itself. So I don't know. You could run like the second Seal of Light over the Humility, but meh. BGH does fit the theme and is solid, but we don't really need single target removal. We're crushing it on the single target removal with the Humilities and Aldors and Kodos, basically. And I don't know. I could see a Keeper being pretty good too, though. I like the Keeper Hammer stuff. I don't know. I think Keeper Hammer combos are kind of underrated. But I don't know, that'd be like including a lot of different cards into the deck, so it might be changing it up too much. And then people would be like, oh, I basically took his cool deck and made it into something dumb. And I feel sad. But I don't know if we need all of this top end. Like against Control Warrior, all of this top end comes in handy, but against what other deck does all of this top end come in handy, really? We don't have any Quartermasters, but we run Justicar. So we have nothing that synergizes with our hero power making the 2 dudes, so I don't really think Justicar is too high impact in this deck. Because if we're not running Quartermaster, then Justicar doesn't really do it as much. We're not running Knife Jugglers. I mean, making 2 dudes is great, but I think we could squeeze in an Old Man somewhere. Just turn something into a 3/3 defensively. Not a fan of this Argus at all. Like, we don't have too many taunts in the deck, and Argus can sometimes be a pretty clutch taunt, but I'd prefer a second Belcher over the Argus, I think, most of the time. We don't even have Muster for Battles or Mini-Bots or things. Like, we have nothing on turns 1, 2, and 3 that we're going to be playing, tempoing out on the field that then we can land the Argus on, so that makes Argus as kind of like a late-game 8-drop sort of thing to try and taunt up a Ysera or something, or like they silence a Tyrion and then you re-taunt it up to stay alive. I think that's like the only purpose that the Argus can really hit here. I really like the Emperor. I think that's pretty clutch. Especially with the double Acolyte, the Emperor comes in handy. I don't know if hammers are going to be awful or if they're going to be good, but I want to see a hammer in here. I want to see a hammer. I like Ultimate comboing with True Silver. I like Ultimate comboing with Hammer to help clear things. I think it's actually like a pretty solid card. I think Murloc Knight is a mid-range minion that kind of strays away from the purpose of this deck a little bit. It's kind of acts as your third 6-drop over the Justicar, though, to try and like have extending value. I like it a lot more than I like Justicar in the 6-drop slot. So now if I'm counting Murloc Knight as a 6-drop. So now we have 1, 2, 3 6-drop minions. So we kind of lowered the curve a little bit instead of having 4 6-drop minions. I think 4 was too many. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5-drops. If we could get it down to like 4 or 5-drops, I think that'd be better. I think Lotheb isn't the greatest in this deck because there isn't huge swing turns. I think it's only really going to help you against Druid. But like, what board are you trying to lock down to prevent them from using spells on? Basically, you keep using Lotheb basically to try and make sure they don't kill you with the Druid combo. Or some sort of weird rogue combo. But other than that, I don't see Lotheb like saving your board state from anything too often, because you're not going to have a big board state. You're going to be grinding them out. So I'd like to see Lotheb gone. Now, Dr. 7 doesn't make sense in this deck. We don't have a tempo deck. Dr. 7's a tempo-based minion. So I'd like to see that gone. I don't know if we can fit in 2 Ultimates since we only have 3 things that combo with it, but well, if you stop one shot from happening for 1 turn, then it's gonna happen the next turn, man. You don't have any offensive cards in your deck. You're not trying to kill people, so you basically have to not let them set up 1-shots. And you should be playing taunts in that case then, so that's why I like Belcher kind of better. Let's see. Do we have enough late game to be able to beat control decks? Geddon with equality? Geddon is actually pretty smart. I think Geddon is good. I like that suggestion. I like Geddon a lot. Ah, somebody's thinking. Alright, I want to try it again. I think those are some good improvements. We've removed some of the random tempo cards in there, like Murloc Knight, Defender of Argus, and Lotheb. They're all tempo-based cards that don't remove anything, and replace them with cards that remove things, that fit the theme of the deck a little bit better. Because every other card in the deck besides those was defensive removal cards that help us last to the point where we can drop down Ysera or Tyrion on a pretty empty board.
I will fight with honor. I will command the light.
I don't think you should be too worried about having a BGH target in your deck. The amount of BGH targets in your deck doesn't really matter, and like, I don't think, the reason why you don't run Boom is because Boom's a tempo-based minion, and you have a bunch of removal in your deck, and you're not trying to tempo out, you're trying to outlast to Tyrion and Ysera, because otherwise you play nothing on turn 1, nothing on turn 2, nothing on turn 3, you react to their board on turn 4, 5, and 6, and then you want to just play Boom on a board that's filled with their minions and have it die. Like, not generally the best approach to playing a Dr. Boom in your deck. We gotta try and find equality. We have the Aldor, we have the True Silver, these are great cards for helping keep up with the board, but equality is the ultimate goal in your deck, and that's gonna be how you win the game. Your Firebat. This Knife Juggler is going to be doing a lot of damage, which kind of sucks, but we'll kill it eventually.
Put this apple on your head.
Holy smokes. Alright, we want to consecrate before attacking, so that we deal with this avenge, if there is one. So I'm just going to consecrate this turn. And clean up these Knife Jugglers, because I don't want those guys clicking on me all game. Alright. Is it all gonna proc? The Avenge and everything? This Redemption, not Noble Sacrifice. Never lucky. Okay. That's fine, that's fine. We got True Silver next turn, we got Hammer next turn. We got outs for this. Well, that kinda sucks, but at least we have the Aldo. We can turn it down with an attack. And get in position to kill it the following turn. Wow, Pyromancer. Hopefully he doesn't have Muster behind us. He just equipped this, so Muster seems a little unlikely. But he could still just swing there and then Muster, I guess. Oh shit, he's got the Muster. Look at this guy go. That is the problem. We have this Wild Pyromancer though. Coming up on 6, we got Wild Pyromancer Hammer, so we can just play Belcher this turn and try and get towards we could swing with our True Silver. I don't like that as much. I think we'll just play Belcher and try to have this guy slow down the field a little bit. How many trades is he gonna make? This guy. This guy's curve was really good.
I'll never tell.
Pyromancer consecrates a play. He's doing 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Plus juggles. 8 plus juggles. I think we can actually safely do this.
I
think
have
it's
no
juggled
time for
anyway. You
games.
can set up so it dies to like the wild Pyromancer proc in the following turn. We have enough life, I think, that we'll be getting around to stabilizing pretty soon. Alright. Black Knight would have been good here. Man, y'all crazy. I'm gonna trade into it. That slows down his damage a lot. Maybe he does have Dr. 7 there. Then we're just looking for an equality out. Good if he has a secret. That's it, Dr. 7. Alright, so how do we deal with this most effectively? We can finally kill this damn knife juggler that's been thinking the hell out of it. Toto, no help. I want to get the True Silver up, so I'm just gonna quality this, I think, and True Silver the juggler, so that then next turn I can concentrate and True Silver the juggler, True Silver this guy again. Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. So we're dead to a lucky Boombot roll and some damage. Or this Tyrion. Alright, he finally had a bad draw. He finally stopped his curve. It only went 1 through 7. We're alive. We're back in it, boys. Now, Boombot RNG comes down to something here. Unless he's not. Alright. We could die.
Reporting for duty.
Alright, consecrate, see what happens. Ow. Well, if that's competitive spirit, I guess we gotta swing face to try and stay alive. If that's noble sacrifice, we're just dead.
For justice.
Damn.
Get down!
I guess we could have paid. No? There's nothing there for us, man. We're so close. We almost beat the 1 through 7 curve.
Job done.
Maybe we don't need 2 Kodos.
The victory
2 Kodos just seems ambitious. I think 2 Kodos is ambitious. Oh, if we drop a Kodo. We didn't draw quality that whole game, and that's basically why we lost. We draw a quality at any point in that game. GG. That's why card draw is like so valuable to helping control board early game. If we cut 1 Kodo. Honestly, we're getting to the point where we could throw a Reno in here. Alright, if we throw out a Kodo, we could put in another Seal of Light to help against the early game crap. We had plenty of cards in our hand at the end of the day. This also comes with Pyromancer to help us draw more cards. Alright, that's kind of what I would do. I think 2 Kodos is too ambitious, even with 2 Humilities. Like, we're running Humility more for the Humility effect. Once it's Humility, we don't really need to kill it that bad, so I think it's okay. So, this is what I would change with the deck to try and make it. I would take out all the tempo cards we originally had in there and focus more on controlling the board and value cards. So I added Seal of Lights over the Holy Lights because they interact with the board better, and I feel like interacting with the board in the early stages is something we are kind of lacking for removal. Plus it's helpful just to have that 2 damage, maybe ping something off on some turn, make True Silver be able to deal enough to kill Emperor Thorsan, Sludge Belchers, because sometimes they play that out there and you're not like, I don't want to just a quality or just to consecrate just an Emperor Thorsan, but you gotta kill it, otherwise you get OTK'd later on. So I like that. I like the Owl because our deck had really no great answers to Sylvanas once we start going into our late game thing. And Owl's just usually pretty good. Everyone's running Kings, everyone's running all sorts of annoying crap. So Owl usually comes in handy at some point in the game, so I like that. I think the Hammer is the most questionable card that I've added, but it accomplishes the goal of the deck, which is removing things in the early stages of the game and drawing a quality, because you need to draw quality in the top half of your deck. If you don't draw a quality by turn 9, you're probably dead, because it's your main board clear spell, and your other board clear spells are just not as efficient as that one. So you need to eventually hit it, so that's kind of why I like Hammer. Also, it combos with Uldaman to be able to remove any minion in the late game, which I really like. So you have double True Silver and Hammer that combo with Uldaman now, so it justifies putting in the Uldaman. And we took out Lotheb and some of the other cards that I feel like just didn't do enough. And we got rid of some of the 5s. Originally we had 5 5s, now we have 3 5s. So we hopefully have less 5 drops just cluttering up our hand. We got rid of some of the 6 drops. I felt like Justicar didn't synergize with enough. Added Baron Geddon as another combo to go with the quality. There we go. That's what I would... Alright. Next deck, we got Kirby. Can you take a look at my Summoning Portal mech deck? Yeah, Kirby. We can do that. Oh, Summoning Portal. A Warlock card. Let's do it, Kirby. Summoning Portal. This is a card. This card can cause some funny highlights, man. Alright. Alright, Harvest Golem. What do we else we got? We got Shadow Flames, double Shadow Flame, double Argus. Interesting. Some control elements to our mechs. We got a Fell Cannon. That's pretty dank. It is a mech. Nice. Alright, Piloted Shredders. Mech Yeti. Got the old Blingtron in there. What else do we got? Siphon Souls, Emperor Thorsan, Boom, Chromagus. That is a high end. I did not expect this deck to take that sort of turn. And Healbots, 2 Healbots. So we are definitely controlling the board and then trying to do some dank Summoning Portal nonsense all at once at the end. So we control the early game and then go nutso with Summoning Portals in one gigantic super swing turn. Alright, I gotta get some more coffee and use the bathroom real quick, so I'll be right back in like 10 seconds. Just let this deck soak into your mind, and feel free to talk to the creator in chat. It's made by Kirby. Give him your suggestions. You can all be doctors for a minute while I'll be right back. So, be right back. Alright, hopefully you guys didn't bully Kirby too much. Hopefully he's still here. But, deck looks interesting. We got solid removal options, we got coils, we got power overwhelmings to help clear the board early on. We got overwhelming Shadow Flame for the hard board reset while we hold on to our portals and wait for some dank portal turns. We got Healbots to heal up. We got Blingtron for the weapon to help us control the board and remove things. And Siphon Soul to gain back some life, control some things. We get the Emperor off on the summoning portals. We play Dr. Boom, Chromagus, and all this crap in the same turn. And people die. Theoretically. Theoretically. So, hopefully, we can get the Chromagus down. We can tap, draw Dr. Boom off the Chromagus, and then play 3 Dr. Booms in the same turn because of summoning portals. The dream. The dream. I have big dreams. I'm ambitious with it. Alright.
Gul'dan
Warlock
versus
me.
Gul'dan.
Very winnable, easy game.
Your soul shall be mine. I am your nightmare.
Alright, let's get Mech Warper only. The rest can go. We're trying to tempo out in the early game and stay ahead on board. Alright. Opponent mulligan, hurry. Tips for not tilting. I don't know. You just like you get used to it after a while. You're like, yeah, that's what Hearthstone is. And you just let the salt permanently become a resident in your soul. And then you don't tilt anymore. You just embrace it. Or you kill yourself, you know, like there's definitely two sides to that story, but hope for the best.
So many possibilities.
Embrace the salt, become Rainhead. Hey man, that seems like a good plan to me.
I wonder.
How long is this gonna take? See, Atlantic Express gets it. You either die young, or you live long enough to turn into a salt god. Like Crip and Rainhead. You gotta keep hanging in there, man. You gotta deal with the salt, just push through it. Then one day, you either turn into Crip or you turn into Reynad. Or some other form of salt god.
Hurry up! Portal online!
Almost out of time.
We get a Fell Cannon out next turn. Hey guys, I figured out how to win with this deck. I figured out the trick. You just gotta queue into a guy that's AFK. That's the trick. Easiest game of my life.
Almost out of time.
Easiest game of my life. This is the freest Annoyatron there ever was. This Annoyatron actually costs -2.
I didn't have enough mana. I didn't have enough mana.
We're gonna just start beaming our own summoning portal with our Fell Cannon though, which kinda sucks.
Job done. Almost out of time.
Oh man. Feels good. Man. That is how you win games, bro. Alright. That doesn't count. We're trying to get... That doesn't count at all. Kirby the god. Kirby's lived long enough to become a Salt Lord. Just saying.
I will fight with honor.
That's what we've
Your
learned from that
soul
game.
shall be mine.
Alright, let's see. We want Annoyatron for sure. I don't think we want the 4-drops. I think that's a bit too aggressive. We're looking for Dark Bombs, we're looking for Coils, we're looking for Power Overwhelmings, Mech Warpers, Harvest Golems, and I guess Summoning Portals, because why not? Keep Bling? No. Early game. Early game. Bling's late game, man. We want to get Bling later on. We need our 2-drops, our 1-drops. We got better early game than that. We even have 3-drops we would need before Bling.
Shields off. Red alert.
Not bad, not bad. I guess we strike. Sure. No idea what the secret is yet. It sets up there, have it die to Coil, but we may not want to kill it with Coil because it could be Redemption. Could get off it. It's not the same guy from last match. The guy from last match was HXC. This is HKC. Totally different guy. I guess we're just letting this Avenge happen. I don't know. Let him go there, so the Avenge doesn't go off, or the Redemption doesn't go off. I want a Power Overwhelming Shadow Flame on 5, that's for sure. So turn 5, that's happening.
None may steal our souls.
My USB plug must have broke or something. I unplugged it. No problem. Now I can take out this headset though, because well, that sounds weird. I hear my own voice like way too clearly now. That's trippy. Alright, so I want to tap, I think. I want to Coil first, actually. Yeah, just in case I can pop 2 spiders. There's the Bling Drone. Next turn I'm going to Power Overwhelming Shadow Flame, so something's got to stick on the board. Which I feel like he's not going to full play the Power Overwhelming. But that would really suck if he does. Play around Power Overwhelming Shadow Flame. So, hopefully,
Put this apple on your
he
head.
may full clear it now that he's got the juggler. Wait, why is the USB thing going? It's unplugged completely, man.
Reporting for duty.
Okay. He fooled me. How do we kill things? I can't power rolling Shadow Flame anymore. None of these minions are gonna stick. I could play this and then play nothing with it. He would kill that. That's definitely not gonna stick.
So many possibilities.
Again, gotta play it. Got 15 damage on the table. So I gotta play this. I gotta draw something next turn that I could play, then Power Overwhelming, then Shadow Flame, of which there are no 1-drops in the deck for me to be able to accomplish that with. So we may be dead. We may be dead.
Shields off. Red alert.
We're kind of alive. At least he has no idea what our deck does, so we've kept it a secret from the ladder meta. We've really been able to conceal the contents of our deck so that people can't exploit it. Can't get net decked, can't get counter queued. He's got no idea what's going on. So, using that to a best of our ability, we can dominate the ladder meta. Alright, let's try and see what we can do here. Your minions cost 2 less, but not less than 1, so it doesn't work with 2-drops very well, but we need 2-drops in the deck to kind of hold the board. We need ways to kill things to set up more against Paladin. I could see adding in some more board clear to try and set up for these. So, it only gets value if we're playing 2 things on the turn we play it, so... Like, we could play... Alright, let me try it. So we play this, we have 5 mana the turn afterwards, and that means our minions cost 2 less. We could play a bunch of 3-drops, or we could play 2 4-drops, I guess, after the fact. Or we could play a 5-drop and a 4-drop. Okay, so that's why we have such an abundance of 4-drops, is because you get this down on turn 4, it sticks by some miracle, and then you're able to do all of that stuff. So... we were likely looking to try and find a turn where we could play something Power Overwhelming and Shadow Flame and play this all at the same time. And that seems hard to do. I feel like we need some Hellfires in here. Some more board clear. I think the Arguses are really ambitious. I don't find we're gonna have enough of a board state to really lock down an Argus. So I'd like to see the Arguses get gone. We got this mech theme going on so that we can get things out with mech warpers to be even cheaper. So what else could we get in here? We could look for what do we try and find mech wise? We only have 1 Fell Cannon, but I guess that's reasonable. Fell Cannon's kinda if we put Fell Reavers in this, we may mill some of these cards and improve our win rate. Maybe more removal, take the more control-y approach to it. We could look at trying to put in things like Imp Gang Boss, because it's a solid card for helping grab the board early on. Combos with our Shadow Flames a lot, because we'll have minions that stick around. We could put in Soulfires for tempo gain in the early game. Shadow Bolt's a bad removal card. Implosion could do something. We don't have any Knife Jugglers. We could put Knife Jugglers in. We could put in... Yusuf Sergeants aren't good. We don't want 1-drops. 3-drops is the line, really. You want a bunch of 3-drops, because these cost exactly 1. We could probably put Bran in this deck. Bran could do some dank things with Healbot. So what if we were to go... Probably don't need 2 Siphon Souls, it's a bit greedy. We'll get our Bran in here, because we can play it with the Summoning Portal for 1. And then what dank battle cries can we do with Bran at a really discounted cost? We could like Bran Earthen Ring really inexpensively for some extra life gain install. We could try and go with... We could give him a lot of bananas. We could kill our own injured Blade Master. We could Mind Control Tech twice. Mind Control Tech might be good in this deck. Well, we did just add a 4th place, probably not as much. We could turn a lot of things into squirrels. I think Bran's just really only in there for the heal mat. Dread Scale. Oh, Dreadsteed. Danksteed. Danksteed. Yeah. You are a thinker, sir. You are a thinker. Get rid of this random Fell Cannon. And then we can kind of... We're deviating from the mechs a little bit, and I feel bad about that, because I don't normally like changing people's decks up too much. But I feel like some Danksteed action could be pretty good. Well, just guaranteeing we have something for the power of Whelming Shadow Flame. I don't know. We were deviating from mechs too much. I would feel too bad. The guy's got such a solid mech theme going. We don't want to ruin it. So I kind of want to stick with what we got with the mechs. But, it's still a pretty cool suggestion. I want to be hero power, and we could put in tournament medics because we can, like, if we do stabilize the... Nah, let's not put in things for if we do stabilize it. If we stabilize it, we win. Let's just try and get to that point first, I think. So yeah, I'll put the Fell Cannon back in. I think this is worth a shot. I'm gonna give it a go. I'm interested, man. I'm interested. I think we could maybe make it happen. I could feel cutting the Chromagus too, I guess, honestly. Because it's kind of like a big, useless hunk of junk. And we could just run more things that we could just constantly be able to tap and just dump our hand out once we get a portal down. Spider tank could be cool.
Victory or death! Your soul shall be
Warrior's a lot
mine!
of removal, which isn't good for us. We don't have very many fonts to hide our portals behind. Don't really want any of these cards. None of them can deal with his 2-drop, which is Armorsmith and War Axe. No 2-drops again. Only running 4 2-drops kind of makes our early game curve hard to hit, but that's fine. I guess we're tapping a little bit. Yeah, the curve on this deck's weird, man. Really strange. Man, this is awkward with no music. I'm just in a completely silent room talking to my computer. I feel like a real streamer. Alright. He mulliganed everything, so pretty happy about that. Oh, I can't wake up Amaz. I don't live at the team house. And I don't know if he's at the team house or if he's in Hong Kong by himself doing his own thing. Or what his situation is. Can't wake him up though. Alright, so we got coin Fell Cannon. Maybe it can kill something. He is Patron Warrior. We have this guy. This guy's gonna be sick against Patron Warrior, removing that Death Bite and trying to make something happen there. But for the time being, that is a problem. And we don't really have great answers for it. Merry Fistmas just Skamaz for $4.20. Mech deck with Bran without Gorilla Bots, Tinker Towns, or Clockwork Knights feels bad, man. Sorry, man. We're trying to make these board clear into mech portals work. It's an ambitious dream, but we gotta keep it alive. I'm gonna just play this. I want to try and save this coin.